Angel alert! SunWest is continuing to slash turn times. Just weeks after announcing the 1-hour condition review time, SunWest is reviewing over 70% of conditions in under 40 minutes. From wherever you're at, drop your conditions into Morgan and don't miss a minute. At SunWest, we're continuously innovating because we believe your true home is always with it.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Christine Stewart. You know that the future is now when a chatbot gets offended and compares you to Adolf Hitler. But that's what happened recently to a reporter. We'll have more about that and what AI means for the mortgage industry a little later. But first, news that's the talk of our social media feed here at National Mortgage Professional. The FHA is lowering mortgage insurance premiums in a move that could help some 850,000 homebuyers. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, through the FHA, is lowering premiums by 30 basis points, down to 0.55% for most borrowers. The White House estimates this could save the average homebuyer about $800 per year. The White House says the move is an attempt to provide immediate relief for homebuyers struggling with affordability. While that may not seem like a huge number, MBA President Bob Brooksmith says that the reduction will especially help minority homebuyers and low and moderate income households who are predominantly served by FHA loans. More than 80% of FHA borrowers are first-time homebuyers and 25% are people of color. Even with the relief, the MBA says Congress and the Biden administration need to do more to improve affordable, sustainable access to homes. In fact, the average buyer applied for a bigger mortgage payment in January, and this came despite mortgage rates slipping at the start of the year. The MBA says the median monthly payment for mortgage applications in January inched closer to $2,000 a month. MBA Associate Vice President Edward Seller says that unfortunately he expects the combination of economic uncertainty, high mortgage rates, and persistent affordability challenges to impact purchase demand, especially at the lower end of the market where supply is still tight. While sales remain sluggish, you certainly don't want to lose loans because of paperwork problems. Coming up, we'll tell you how to keep your pipeline moving.
Morgan of SunWest Mortgage is here to change the world of loan originations forever. From sending updates to your clients to allowing you more time, you can do it all in a simple chat. You no longer have to struggle with documents. All you need to do is select the files and upload them, and they're submitted in an instant along with your loan file. With SunWest, your true home is always within.
Welcome back. Any homebuyer will tell you how stressful and tedious the mortgage process can be. And for originators who have to deal with multiple loans at once, it can feel like you're herding cats. But if you're staying on top of your pipeline all along, the process can be a lot easier for you and your borrowers. In this edition of Ask an Expert, we get some tips on how to do that.
So many loan officers that have burnt out and left the industry, and their basic problem is they couldn't handle their pipeline.
Oftentimes, it can be easy to overlook an important part of your work, pipeline management. You might feel like you can never keep up with all the loans that need work, but there is a better way.
Best way to do it is to go over your files with your processor once a week and come out with a list of things that the loan officer is supposed to follow up with, and at the same time, the processor is supposed to follow up with.
Dave Hirschman, who is Senior Vice President of Sales at Weichert Financial Services, says it starts by being proactive with your staff about what's holding up your loans. And the best time to start is now.
What tends to happen is, when things are under capacity, we tend to get lax in our pipeline management.
On top of regular meetings, you should also have daily communications about which tasks each person finished and what still needs to be done. Put this in place now and you'll be ready when the market turns around.
If you're not efficient in what you do, you're number one going to have all sorts of problems. You're never going to be able to reach your capacity.
You can read more about Hirschman's advice in the latest issue of NMP Magazine. For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Sarah Wolak.
Thanks, Sarah. We'll be right back with what else is interesting today.
I don't have to be babysitting my loans. I don't have to be checking on everything. I get to spend more time with my family at the same time as I'm closing more loans. Join SunWest Mortgage and you're going to see that for yourself. It's the best experience ever, honestly.
Break free of the matrix of manual loan processing and underwriting. Use Morgan now.
Welcome back. Here's what else is interesting today. We seem to be perfecting how to make artificial intelligence copy human behavior. But is it a little too perfect? We opened by telling you about how a ChatGPT-powered search engine compared a reporter to Hitler. Black Knight says the exchange highlights some of the concerns and limitations of AI and has released a white paper on how to use AI for the mortgage industry. Regulators remain concerned that artificial intelligence driven by bad information and human bias will violate fair lending laws. For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to mortgagenewsnetwork.com.